Alright, guys. We are back with another one. Sorry that's been over a week since my last video. Um, yeah, I get, well, A, I was lazy. B, I caught a cold. So, my voice sounded like crap and I was tired and I had it was a whole freaking thing. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this started. Finally got a new mobile suit, the Guncannon Aqua, if you can't actually tell there. Really good suit, I quite like it. It is the least Guncannon of the Guncannons, as we are going to say. I might pause this video in between so we can talk about some stuff. But yes. Guncannon Aqua, I believe it is a 350 support, with this very special thing being it has a shotgun. Well, that's probably not even the important part. But what it has is stealth. That is incredible. Not necessarily so that you can go sneaking around like a ninja and stuff, but because it makes you harder to find. Makes it harder to find, and thus makes it harder for raids to catch you, makes it harder for raids to kill you. And of course, you have a shotgun, which also makes it harder for raids to kill you. And you have a decent downswing, which makes it harder for raids to kill you. Unfortunately, your missile launcher is not anywhere near as good as any of the Guncannon's cannons. And also, I forgot to set up my quick swaps, so this is going to be incredibly awkward. Also, you can probably still kind of hear it. So what? Okay, so this fires what? 2 shots. So look at that. This thing is good enough, just as a suit, to where it could fight like a general. Now, those are the best supports in the game, by the way. The supports that fight like generals are the best. Somehow that didn't count. But the best supports in the game are the supports that play like generals, because they have the flexibility to be able to actually protect themselves, fight up close, all that good stuff. This one, once again, it's not a great sniper, because its missile launcher obviously doesn't travel as fast as a shell would, and they don't lock on. You only fire 3 of them, so they're really good when enemies are knocked down or stunned. Like this. So obviously, if I had quick swaps, I would have been able to do that much faster. I might have actually missed them otherwise. And I see the that asshole, the freaking Efreet knocked. Watch this. Yes, I took out half the health of somebody that's supposed to have type advantage on me. I know he's behind me, I just don't care. I just don't care. It's really... How did that not count? It's really up to him whether he kills me rather than... I don't choose whether I die to the knocks. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. That's kind of how supports in this game kind of work. And yeah, this is the shotgun. Does a lot of damage. Obviously, it breaks maneuver armor, and if you hit with all 3 of your things, does a lot of damage, especially in the legs. I suppose the missiles are also good in that particular kind of situation. But as a gun cannon, the cannons on this thing are kind of garbo. Which kind of make me very sad, because that was always my favorite parts of any gun cannon. But I have to say, the harpoon launcher is absolutely broken. You would think that stealth would be the best thing on it, but it's the shotgun. The ability to just invalidate raids coming after you and fight them 1v1. Like, literally, what you gotta do is when he's finally coming after you. I think this thing also has anti-stealth, so it doesn't care about pixies. So I think what you have to do, if someone runs at you, you stun them, you knock them down, because down here they don't have dodgeball. And then you run away. Then you run away until their invincibility wears off, and you do the same thing again. You repeat until either they die, you die, or you get help. And honestly, the most likely scenario is you die, but they'll have taken a lot of damage in the interim. This thing's actually capable of defending itself to a certain extent. More supports should be designed kind of in this fashion. Maybe not necessarily in this way, but in the fashion that they should be able to protect themselves. All because, once again, in a game with no voice chat, being able to play the game is, probably something you should be able to do as a person who plays the game. Go figure. You also tell that about practice here. Once again, I haven't really done a video in a week because I've been sick. and I am just doing my best to not die. I'm just doing my, like I said, my quick swaps are all off. This is not like everything's off. The needle gun and my shotgun are exactly where they need to be, but my Vulcans are all Vulcans, which should be on the upper, the upper right combo. Yeah, the upper right combination, which I think is square and triangle, or triangle square. And then my missiles would be on X. The way I do my weapon swaps is that obviously square is your primary weapon, your primary, maybe not necessarily your primary stun, and yeah, probably not your primary stun, but your primary weapon. And then circle is your combo. So whatever you're expected, so whatever long range weapon you're expected to combo into. So for the original Guncannon or even the full armor Gundam, it would be square gets the twin beam rifle or regular beam rifle, as the case might be, and then circle would be your cannon. And then and that's the same for every mobile suit. It doesn't matter if it's a raid, it doesn't matter if it's a general. If you have two long-range weapons, they're expected to combo into each other. Square or circle. Those are the only two weapons I have to worry about, and I don't have to think about it for specific mobile suits. Triangle is always going to be my melee, doesn't matter what. And then X is miscellaneous. In general, it's Vulcans are just something you can just spam out there. So in general, it's going to be Vulcans. And then, circle triangle is generally going to be the next best thing because it's a very comfortable place for my thumb to be. So that's going to be, generally it will also be Vulcans if there's something better I can put on X.
2 minutes left in the mission. Bases are now more valuable for this
So I'm trying to think, for example, well, G3 is actually a really bad example in this particular case. But in this case, yeah, I ended up seeing that someone spotted the freeze. So we're going to go back there and help him. Yep, I fucked that one up, but so does he. Yeah, I have a system for how I do weapon swaps. He goes right past me. Yeah, he doesn't want the smoke. He does not want the smoke. Probably shouldn't have even wasted that shot, to be honest, but he doesn't want the smoke. See, Guncannon's cannons are so much better. And he tries to come around, but yeah, boy, it's not going to work. But I see you guys behind me. Go to the right here. Cool, what it is.
The enemy has secured a beacon.
Yeah, the combo buttons are usually for less reliable weapons that weapons I don't rely on all that much. So those would be your Vulcans, your really gimmicky stuff.
1 minute left in the
Something I'm not expected to rely on for it's not my bread and butter stuff. Also, circle is also kind of reserved for secondary melee weapons. So, for example, I don't know, there are some things in the game with like both one saber and two sabers. So it was like the Gaz L, right. The Gaz L. So the lance would go on. I think I have the lance on circle, and I have the beam saber on triangle. I think that's what I have going on. So that's kind of my system. I'm sure other people have others, but for me that works out because it requires the least possible thought. I probably should have just tackled. I probably should have just tackled, but I was feeling myself. But this thing is probably the single best 350 rating. Sorry, not 350 rating. 350 support. What am I talking about? This thing is the best 350 support in the game. Simply because it's able to defend itself. It has like no long range capability whatsoever. But it doesn't need it. Especially if you pick your maps right. Hey, what's going on here? I thought, am I glitching? Now we're going to see how well I did, despite the fact all my weapon swaps were messed up. Well, it's a thing. 6 and 2 is 60,000 damage, which isn't about, once again, best 350 support in the game, at least in mine. Granted, this is like my first game with it, but even fighting against it, I still think that. It gets a shotgun. It can defend itself. I mean, it's good. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for now. If you want to see more, remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.